Hello and welcome back to this episode of RADBMX Builds, where I'm going to be sharing with you, you saw it on the thumbnail, my current collection of Hutch BMX bikes. I've had 5, currently have 4. What I'm going to be showing you today is a Hutch XL Freestyle bike, a Hutch Pro Racer bike, both those in 20-inch. Then I'm going to be showing you a very special 24-inch Hutch Pro Racer and a one-of-a-kind 26-inch Pro Racer. So let's jump right into this rad collection. I love my Hutches. I hope you do too. Let's check them out. Okay, up first is my 1988 20-inch Hutch XL. I got this bike on eBay, did a few things to it, thought I might flip it, but then it's the same exact pink as the color in my logo. So for now, it's staying in the collection. I threw a set of my pads on it, and a big shout out to Mr. Dice Guy for the dice, helping me complete this rad looking bike. Let's check it out. A set of my limited RADBMXBUILDS flight pads that I had made that are currently sold out, but I kept a couple sets for myself. This Hutch has a new old stock Gen 1 rotor by ACS in absolutely perfect condition. And then check this decal out. As seen in the movie Rad, that's super cool. Odyssey brakes, Amy grips. So Odyssey brakes up front. Got some sweet pegs, and there's those dice by Mr. Dice Guy out of Texas. Thank you so much, Wes. And these are 6-spoke old school Skyways that I took a magic eraser to and got them all cleaned up. They almost look brand new. Some beautiful SR pedals, Hutch chainring and power disc, Hutch seat post clamp, and the high caliber Freestyle seat. When we come back, you have the Odyssey rear brakes as well. And then the built-in platforms. Like I said, this is a 1988. The bike is in perfect condition. And I just love the color, of course, because it matches the logo. But pink and white, you don't get much more rad than that. Super cool bike, very clean. I mean, just show or ride ready right there. Okay, this next one also located off of eBay, which has just been a great spot lately for bikes. I bought this 1987 Hutch Pro Racer in blue, and when I sit on it, it just gives you all those teenage feelings that you had back in the late 80s. I got this bike, swapped out a bunch of parts, cleaned a bunch of things, but it's very original for the most part, but super rad 100%. Let's check out this blue 20-inch 1987 Hutch Pro Racer. Okay, what I started off with are some Radical Rick donuts on the Amy grips. Got one of the sticky finger lever covers on the MX2 lever, an Air Uni plate, blue brake cable, so I added that. These are Skyways with some Comp 3 style tires. And then another shout out to Wes, Mr. Dice Guy, for the blue and white Hutch valve stem caps. And it's got the blue Hutch pads, a white SR stem, Hutch Pro bars, I just love this bike. Hutch seat post clamp and seat post with a new Repop Cashamax seat, which looks really good on this bike. And I did replace the chain ring and chain on this bike, and the pedals, these are what came on it, but I don't think they're old Welgos, I think they're newer. And then out back, the MX 1000 side pull brake with the Hutch brake cable end. Super cool. And there she is, a 20-inch blue and white Hutch Pro Racer from 1987, ready to ride. Okay, this next Hutch up is very special. Found it locally on Marketplace, and it was a frame fork bar set that I bought. I talked about it a little bit in the last video, and reading the comments, you guys and girls seem to really like this bike. This is my candy blue 24-inch Hutch Pro Racer, and it's a 2019, and then I built it out with a bunch of parts that I had, and even off of the Hutch website, got a few authentic Hutch JDB parts. So check this bike out. I love it, you love it, let's go. The candy blue over chrome 24-inch Hutch XL, super rad with the Hutch grips, SE donuts, Pro Max V brakes, Air Uni plate, Hutch pads. I like the metallic blue on the number and the lightning bolt. I think that's really cool. And then the Skyway Tough 2 24-inch wheels with Kenda tires, the blue Acorn valve stem cap, the Zap pads are super rad. And then this crown jewel right here, thanks to George at Night Bike for making the Roughnecks, because they are some of the coolest stems out there. And the Hutch stem cap, which is the star. Hutch seat post clamp and fluted seat post with a Velo seat. Pro Max brakes, loop tail, then the Acorn nuts on the axle. And then the black and chrome chain. This was a new old stock SR Sakai 44 tooth chain ring that I put a Night Bike Co power disc on, and then chrome 3-piece cranks with blue and chrome Welgo pedals. Looks really good on this, but I want to show you the other side of the bike, so let's flip it around. Okay, I'm real proud of this MCS Racing bottom bracket in that blue. It's just perfect on this bike. What a nice little subtle touch. It had a black, I believe, Odyssey on there, and I just didn't like the way it looked. So I think it was a win going with the blue. It just kind of blends in real nicely. And this bike is just gorgeous, especially out in the sunlight. And I'll definitely get you some photos of it out there, but I'm sure you've seen it on Instagram. If you haven't, RADBMXBUILDS. And then you can see daily uploads of photos of these rad bikes. Okay, the last one up is one of my favorites, and I've had it the longest out of these Hutches. There's a little story behind this. This is a Hutch XL 26 from 2017, but it's serial number 001, so the first one to come off the line that year, and I got it. The cool thing about this, it has all the Hutch parts. Hutch parts you can't even get are on this bike, so I'm really happy to have this in the collection and to have it with the parts that it does. So I know you're gonna like this bike. It's absolutely one of my hands down favorites. Here it is in chrome, the Hutch XL 26 Pro Racer. This thing's just gorgeous. Hutch grips, star donuts, has the sticky finger lever cover on the MX2 levers, Hutch Pro bars, Hutch pads, Hutch stem, which I'll show you when we get to the other side, Hutch forks, and then again, Wes, thank you, Mr. Dice Guy, for the dice, Hutch dice, Comp 3 style knobby tires on a high flange sealed bearing hub, and the chrome on this is perfect, by the way. Hutch headset, and then the Hutch 1 1/8 threadless stem. I'm working on getting a star nut for this one too. It's got the deep cut H in there, which is super cool. And then the Hutch seat post clamp and seat post, and then a brand new Cashamax seat, which is really rad. I love that. Just got that recently. MX2 V brakes, little dice cap there. Hutch dice cap there. And then here's the crown jewel of this bike. That is a Hutch Star mounted to the Hutch Aerospeed cranks. And these cranks, if you know anything about them, super expensive, super hard to get. And then the Hutch Bear Trap pedals. Let's see how many dumb comments I get about, oh my God, my shins. If you didn't slip a pedal, you don't have to worry about your shins, but these pedals are rad. And I'm really happy to have them. They're stupid expensive, that's why they're not on all the bikes. And when I got this, it actually had them. So it was kind of incorporated in the price of this bike when I got it, but hey, it is what it is. To go out shopping for these now is just absolutely ridiculous. But all these loop tail Hutches, this is my chrome one. Absolutely love it. I don't think I'd really change anything about it. I know a lot of you are gonna say, man, chrome rims, this, that, and the other. Well, it's not yours, it's mine, and I like it the way it is, so that's how it's gonna stay. You do what you want to your bike, I'll do what I want to mine. The Hutch XL 26 in chrome, serial number 1. Okay, those are the 4 Hutches currently in the collection here at RADBMX Builds. I had a 5th, and it was a 20-inch chrome pro racer that I sold to a dude in Texas, which I'm sure is absolutely enjoying that bike. I know I'm enjoying these 4, and if you had them in your collection, I know you'd be enjoying them too. And because of that, I'm not currently selling any of those. A big shout out to you, the subscribers. If you're here, thank you. Give me a thumbs up at the bottom. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and be part of the Rad family for our often uploads of rad bikes. Okay, I need to ask you a question, but before I do, I need to tell you, as always, stay rad, but which one would you ride if you had these 4? I'm gonna go ride the